Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead. Elegbete TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.
All right, it's another lovely, wonderful morning. It's Wednesday. Yes, I used to ask myself this question when I was growing up. When they say Wednesday, is like on Thursday, is the day that people are supposed to do their wedding. I don't know, but my name is Idafi Matthew. You love to call me the elevator one of sports. It's a lovely time. It's the sports buffet. Wherever you are in the world, let's mingle for an hour and talk about everything that has to do with football. Yes, the Champions League game between Real Madrid, second time around that is happening back to back. Champions League semi-finals, Real Madrid versus Manchester City. What is that? I don't want. Say, listen, I've not been around for a while, so you guys are going to like just. I'm ready to be on the hot seat. Throw up your questions, whether it's coming from the league, joining, ask any question from Jos to Abuja to Enugu, Oka in Anambra State, Abia, Umuahia, Uyo, back to Lagos, Akure, a bit of Port Harcourt and all that. Whatever your question is, throw it up. We're here. I am here to answer you. But beyond that, there's a whole lot that's going on the beautiful world of sports. On Monday, Tower when you scored a brace to, last minute kickstart the engine of the MPFL club in the Premier League, Nottingham Forest, to survive relegation. Okay, I still put my bet on them that they will not be relegated. I think that they've got two or more seasons to be in the Premier League before we can start talking about them getting relegated. And if they get their acts together, sign the right player, put the right manager there, they just might be there for another 10 years. That's the way it works, okay, with football. And Arsenal went by leading the league, 8 points, threw it away, out of the title race. Now it does look like they are back in it, okay? Because not so many people expected Arsenal to beat Newcastle the way they did, okay? And Martin Odegaard chose the right time to score some of his screamers, okay? That was a beautiful goal. And talking about screamer, we saw 2 screamers yesterday. Vinicius Jr., in my opinion, should be man of the match, but then Camavinga winning it is also not a bad one because he's playing in a position that he's normally not used to, and to miss it. These days, fullback are now midfielders. That's the thing that Pep Guardiola has introduced into football. Fullbacks are now midfielders, and you can see Liverpool, get pressing man, Jurgen Klopp, adopting the Pep style instead of sticking to his own style, which is also very, very good anyway. Arsenal back in the title race from the beginning, from the get-go. I said Arsenal is not going to win the league, and I think that Arsenal finishing second is a massive, massive success compared to the last 7 or 8 seasons of the club, or probably last 10 or so seasons, or probably, let's say, from 2016. Okay, it's the last 7 or so years, where the last time Arsenal finished second was 2016, and since then they've not even made it into the top 4. So the finish second this season would be a great one. But the fact that they are still pushing City was looking to win the treble, and a whole lot is coming. But then my first question that I throw at you today, there's going to be a lot of questions. I also expect you guys to throw up questions for me too. Where is Messi and Osimhen's next playground? Have your say on the Real Madrid versus Manchester City UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg. And then who's your smart money on in the Milan derby tonight? What is your transfer expectation for your club? All of those are the things that I want us to dwell on, but then you can add your extras and all that and bring them in. Erling Haaland's father went over the top, was shouting, screaming, and throwing food at fans, and he was escorted out of the stadium and said, your ticket is no longer valid. You have been invalidated, and so bad from the state boss. So get out of the stadium, go and watch in a car or somewhere in a room and watch on TV. And the story says that he was still screaming and shouting. His son was caged like a bird in that game by a certain player who go by the name Rudiger. Yes, Rudiger was rude to the Norwegian tour as he couldn't make a move, he couldn't control the ball. Carlo Ancelotti's plan went according to plan, according to script, until the ball went out of the field, came back into the field, moved and moved and moved and moved, and found its way to the Belgian wonderman, who I have always said does not rise up on the big occasion. But this time around, he said, shut up there, my dear. Get out of here. Give me the ball. Good technique, good ability. He met the ball at the point of his need. And celebration gala was the next as Man City equalized from a very brilliant and not so brilliant move. Carlo Ancelotti was not having any of it. It was over the top. It was crazy. It was screaming. It was shouting. It was dramatic. Carlo Ancelotti only had one red card in his entire career. Everton, as a manager, Everton versus Manchester United in the Premier League. But he was close. He was this close to getting a second red as a manager yesterday, but that didn't happen. So it's going to be available for the return leg next week, Wednesday. Tonight, AC Milan and Inter Milan plays and the Derby della Maddalena, or you call it the Milan Derby, or the San Siro Derby, whatever you want to call it. One of the biggest derby in European football. Rafael Leao would 99.9% not be available. So there is nobody to make those crazy, mazy runs. Since Zlatan Ibrahimovic, there's no other player that have lit up Milan, the Milan half of the San Siro, like Rafael Leao. He would not be available for this game, but definitely will be available next week, Tuesday. He's got muscle, a tight muscle or so. And so that means that Olivier Giroud would have to work for himself, because normally Rafael Leao is the one who runs and creates spaces for Olivier Giroud and also cross in the ball, supply the ball for him to score. Now it's not going to be there. He just might leave Olivier Giroud wanting for more and not being able to get that more. Well, there is a whole lot. Marco van Basten have come out to say, yeah, Lionel Messi, you've earned everything you need to earn in football. What is the use of going to Saudi Arabia to go and earn 522 million pounds just to play a season in Saudi Arabia? Go back, retire, stay in Europe and enjoy yourself. I think that these people say these things because they just want the value of top quality players to be in Europe, not necessarily because they like these players and all that. That's my opinion. What do you think? Messi, there's the talk that Messi would end up as the teammate of Jude Odion Igalo from the first day of June or July, whatever it is, June or July. But his fathers come out to say, Hoge, come out to say, no, Nei Kaba, that's not true. He's not going there. He's not going there. We've not signed anything with any club. Don't come and use your Sansan and spoil our Gary. Yes, because there might be some of that bigger clubs, some of that bigger pay. But then I just think, this is my opinion, I might be wrong. I just think that the Messi camp are throwing these numbers around. One, to first off, settle Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, I mean, come on. If you're going to pay Messi 522 million, Ronaldo get 176. It makes Ronaldo's earning come across like chicken feed, right? When a broke person like me is calling 176 million chicken feed, you know that madness is in the world of football anyway. Well, that's how he makes it look like, okay? So all of that is part of the conversation. I think that the Messi camp, just got some people to throw that out, and it was also going to be good for the Saudi Arabian League to mention the Saudi Arabian club and put it there, because it just puts all of them in this place where they are feeling like they are very, very special. They can have Messi and Ronaldo, whether in their retirement age or pension age, whatever, and put them there and give them whatever pension to play in the Saudi Arabian League. No matter what they do, this is what I can beat my chest and tell you, no matter what they do, the Saudi Arabian League will not overnight become like the European League. The European League is a collection of 5 top countries, okay, ably supported again by other countries at the bottom. That's the reason why they are like that. So for you to be on that space, you have to be able to create a network of football leagues and across the channel everywhere and bring in the best. And then it has to go with the media arrangement, the commentators, the coaches, and then the players, and then the whole country being a destination. And then maybe, just maybe, it would happen. But I don't think it would ever happen. Somebody sent me a message and asked me if I thought that was going to ever happen, where Asia will become the real destination. China tried it, it didn't work because football, what Europe have done is to realize that the strength of the collective is better than the strength of the individual. And until the rest of the world, even Africa, have not learned that, until the rest of the world realize the strength of the collective. It's only in America where only one country can create a property and make it global. For instance, if you win the Super Bowl, they say you are world champion. World champion, that you play against your own self and you didn't play against other people from any other country. Well, if you also win the Stanley Cup, they say you're a world champion. Win the NBA finals, it sounds like you're a world champion. Well, Americans have mastered the art of propaganda. Nobody's good. Nobody's on their level, so they could use that. But I don't think Saudi Arabia have the machine, the tools to do it. They've got the money, but I don't think they have the tools, the technical know-how to do it. Not everything money can buy. The rich also cry. That's just the way it is. But Nigerians and Nigeria as a country would give anything to have the infrastructure, facilities that Saudi Arabia have, as well as the money, or probably even just UAE's own. I don't know what your take on that is, but I know that a lot of us would want to have our lives like that. That's just the way it is, man. Everything you look at in the Asian world is turning around. When I was growing up, the Arab world is known for deprivation, poverty, bombing, terrorism. Have you noticed that in the last couple of years now, you don't hear of terrorist bombing anymore? It's still there, but it's beginning to diminish. It's beginning to diminish. Once the UAE decided to create Dubai as a destination, a real estate destination, a shopping destination, a tourism destination, an excitement and entertainment destination, then Qatar activated theirs and hosted the most expensive and the World Cup that would be the most expensive ever. Even if 10 countries come together to host the World Cup, they still will not create what Qatar created. And then Saudi Arabia were like, come on, we are the father of all these people. If they're doing this, then let's loosen the rules that we've created and give opportunity for people to come. And then they started by using boxing and then golf. And now, they're doing all the things that they're doing. They are different. Now they want to create the world. They want to create the tallest building in the world. They want to create this. They want to create that, so that Saudi Arabia will not only be for people who are coming for the Hajj, pilgrimage, but it will be a tourism destination. They are loosening the rules. Women can drive now. Women can fly plane. Women can join the army. A whole lot of things are changing. Things that you said cannot happen before. Impossible really is nothing. Just the same way I look back at where we started here at this project, and it was just, what did we just want to do? We just wanted to do content with a grassroots club. We just wanted to, have fun with this grassroots club. Just put videos here and there, and put it in the sands of time and just do, things. Now we're doing the MPFL. I look at all the videos, the content, the body of work that we have, and the videos that we're putting out, and I'm saying to myself, wow, how did we get here? How did we get here? What did we do right? Okay. And somebody asked me that question yesterday night as well. And I said, I just didn't do anything right. I just find consistency even in my pains and in my struggles, and it worked. That's just it. I've always said, my mom used to say that if you stay on one thing for a long time, you become that thing. So I knew that if I keep staying on this thing, I've conquered the world of being a football analyst. I think, and I say it with an apology, that I'm the greatest football analyst the world has ever seen. But then coming into entrepreneurship, coming into production, I'm a baby. I'm an infant. But what I just did, and I tell people what I've done so far, the funny thing is the content that we create within the football space now make me look like I'm a super expert. The reason why I'm saying this is I'm looking at people with bigger equipment, bigger money, bigger reach, facilities, what they are putting at against what we're putting at, and I was like, oh, these people, they're not rich. Okay, I'm not being arrogant about it, but it's just the truth. Now, what is happening is everything that I've thought about that, if I was this person, if I was this company, this is what I would do. I took out time, I wrote all of them down. I started remembering all of those proposals that I used to send to my former employers, that we should do this within grassroots, we should do this within the league, we should do this, we should do that, and become the number one, the numero uno, and this. I just went back to my emails and retrieved them and set them, put together, edit some of them, and said, okay, this is the things that I want to do. Nothing, there's no ideas that we're putting out right now that is new, that just came out of the rock. It's been there. at least for 10, 15 years. Like we've been knocking on the doors for 10, 15 years. And I'm just, using them because every other person turned it down, like, no, not interested. This is not going to work. It's not money to this. Well, it's not bringing money yet the way we want it, but I just like the fact that it's making people happy. Looking at the faces of somebody like Emmanuel Sebastian, Timothy Deimbo, some of the players that we interviewed. The captain of Rangers said all his life playing in the league, nobody's ever interviewed him. He's won 2 league titles, 1 FA Cup, played for Enyimba, played for Kaduna, played for a lot of teams, but nobody's ever interviewed him. And that was shocking to me. Uche John is his name. And I felt very, very proud and delighted. And I remember when Oliseme Siri said that we need to do this often because even some of the players, and it's true, some of the players don't even know how to handle interview. But the way we come in, we first coach them, guide them, tell them to relax, put them in a place where they feel comfortable, and then look for a very neat and tidy environment to do the interviews. It just gets them in that place where they feel, wow, we can be like what we're seeing on television. And then when we start putting out the short clip, everybody's excited. I'm also grateful to you guys who are always here, commenting on the content that we put out, appreciating it, sharing it, and supporting what we do. Thank you very much for your love and for your support. There is nobody like you. You guys are the greatest fan anybody could ever ask for. Thank you very much for being a very special part of us. So let's go with the conversation. Wow. Let me start with Instagram. This is going to be tough today because of the yellow that I'm wearing. Yellow and white don't go. Bad color mix. Blessed Bab, say good morning, sir. Good morning to you. And then we got somebody else on the conversation. And this one is coming from Akbos Baba, the incurable optimist who said that Arsenal was going to win the league. Well, I think he would be changing his mind now. He said yesterday match was a split. Both teams dominate on both half. I see Manchester City progressing to the finals. Thank God, brother. Akbas Baba says, Akbas Baba 82 came back and he said, if Messi goes to Saudi Arabia, then nobody should tell me football is not about money. It doesn't need to go to Saudi Arabia for you to believe that football has always been about money. Since Lehman said football is about money. If every other profession is about money, why not football? Okay, good. A good answer to Akbas Baba there. There is no need for me to even add anything again. But Akbas Baba is not letting Cisna Lima have the last word. He's back here. He said, and for the Arab nations, I think religion really dealt with them. It blinded them from development, and it's so good thing that they are waking up and knowing better. African people should run from this religion. I agree with you 100%. Clarkson Ledge says, Elegbete, nice job. Thank you very much for that one. Let's go to YouTube and see what you guys are throwing up there. Very, very few people on YouTube today. Very, very unusual. Yesterday we had about 30, 200 and something people. And now we have just 8 people here, 2 likes. That's kind of like, shocking, different now. Stamina Emmanuel, my former teammate, fantastic guy. I used to look at him like he's a Mokashi. This guy plays with the heart of an elephant. It's never tired. I can't remember Stamina. I don't know whether in training, whether in my situation. I've never seen him tired. That's 1, 2. I've also never seen him get angry. Yeah, I can't remember him ever getting angry. He's always got a smile on his face. And his brother, who looks like a professor, Aginus, the magical people, guys. Magical people, Jabota that were playing football back in the day. I said good morning, Elegote, and crew members and also viewers. Long time, Victor Osimhen has won the Italian league, and I'm super excited with him and his performance. And then he went on dancing, football, and trophy. He's currently a coach in South Africa, doing great things. Okay, Lord Mayor is saying, my boss, I agree you too. Stamina Emmanuel came back and said, Manchester City for the Champions League trophy, everything will be decided in Manchester. And then Lord Mayor showed up and he said, Omo, Champions League clash yesterday was epic, but I still stand on my prediction. Inter Milan for the UCL and Juventus for Europa. Okay, no problem. That doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't look good. Lord Mayor said Madrid should go for Osimhen. Big Benzema is already weak and old. He can't press at all. Okay. Man City defense was disturbed. Well, Real Madrid will disturb any defense. So it's just that sometimes you just wonder when some teams beat. It was Cadiz that ran riots. So on my travels, and you guys are not asking questions about my travels. On my travels, I didn't watch football. If you notice, I was unable to do the diary because the clock wasn't working. Like for me, the clock was off. We wake up sometimes 5 a.m. and we are carrying our equipment and running, trying to go. We get to the camp, the appointment they give us, and then is no, they're packing up, they're traveling, they're going to play FA Cup. We can't. Huh? So we travel all the way to this place, pay for hotel and all that. We can't even do this interview. And then we move again. We go somewhere. So, okay, what do we do? Right there, we're thinking, let's move to another city. And we're traveling for the very first time in like 20 years, traveling Nigeria by road. It was fun. Okay. There was nothing to be scared about. It was fun. It was nice. It was beautiful. It was something nice for me. I enjoyed it anyway. But since you guys are not asking, let me keep it to myself. Akbaz Baba said, Arsenal disgrace me. You are the best sports journalist I have ever seen. You predicted Man City, Man City to win, to overtake Arsenal, even when Arsenal was leading with massive points. I beg, forgive me. There's nothing to forgive about. It's just what it is. You're a fan, so that's what a fan is supposed to do. So I understand. But I mean, come on. For me, as an Arsenal fan, I'm happy that we came this far. We pushed the title, but would have been a very massive shock and surprise if this Arsenal team had won the title, because it would have made the Premier League a real joke, like a real joke. Okay, all this talk of the Premier League being the toughest league would have just been knocked to the wood, because it does not make sense to classify the Premier League as the top league in the world when you have Arsenal with that squad, that only first 11, not really solid reserve. And Man City have all those players that they have, that squad that they've got, the rotation that they can do, the quality, the talent that they've got in them, World Cup winner on the bench. Oh, come on. Football have rules. There are rules in the game. Okay, even though sometimes people try to rig and fix the matches, but football still have rules, and it was just the rules that came to play. Okay. And somebody else said, Lord Mayor says, no, that wasn't. I think I've read that one before. Actually, should go for Sim. I think I've read that. Michael Aleta says, good morning. Michael, how you doing? He said, good morning, bros. I want Messi to stay in Europe for now. So Barcelona is my best bet, though they still have many I's to dot and T's to cross. Osimhen should go to Bayern if they want him, or United. I don't want him to go to United anyway. I don't think that United are primed to win anything yet. Man City is not going to let that happen. So Osimhen is not going to go to a club where every time they fail, the ancestors of Man United will be in the studio castigating and tearing him to shred. I don't think I want that for Osimhen. Let me say, even Sergio Busquets is going to Saudi League too. It was confirmed yesterday that he is leaving Barcelona. Yes, I saw that. Michael Eleta said, bros, what is your view on Nigerians fighting for their brother Osimhen on social media, same way they did for Toby Amuson against the American pundit? I think first off, my position is that the Italian league handle was stupid for what they did. There is nothing, and I said it before now, that the way they are doing this thing has a whole color of racism to it. And people said, no, I was being sensational with what I was saying. Because I noticed that they kept saying it's Forestella's team. Forestella has come to the team, and Cava Forestella have now made the team a competing team. And I said, hey, wait a minute. Last season, Forestella was not there. This team was primed to win the league title until Osimhen got out from 7 games, and then that denied them a chance to win it. It means that it's Osimhen's team. And then look at the number of goals that Osimhen have returned, and even assists. The dwarf whatever Forestella has brought in. And in the games where Osimhen didn't play, we saw how the team struggled. And all of a sudden, you say Maradona is crying. It's just a smack of disrespect. I love Napoli. Even before Osimhen went there, I mean, I'm always up for the underdog, because all my life I've been the underdog. So I love the underdog story. And Napoli has been the underdog of Italian football or world football. And at the same time, Napoli have history. I'm a student of history. I'm a science student, but I kind of like love history. I love records. I love certain things that are done in certain way. Not everything is meant to be reinvented and changed. There is a tradition in Italy that says there's a window that doesn't open unless Napoli wins the league. So it's opened twice before, and then last year they opened it because Argentina won the league in support of Maradona. And then this season they've opened it. But I love everything about Napoli because they stayed original. People will say, "Oh, they've not developed." Yeah, well, that's your own, but not everywhere will develop. Because sometimes when I go to Dubai, one of the things that I say to myself is, Dubai is too artificial. It's beautiful. I like it. And don't get me wrong. But everything is too... Looks like some Star Wars movies, some kind of like sci-fi. Dubai look like sci-fi. Everything's just too advanced, too sophisticated sometimes. You just can't like normal regular, oh, let's go to Mama Pool, let's go eat bolly and fish, those kind of things. So you want to have some traditional things. And I know that outside of Dubai, like in Sharjah, in Kofakan, and some other part before you get to Abu Dhabi, you see those things. But I'm just using Dubai as an example. So Napoli keeping in tradition, being true to themselves, is something that I like. But I think that bringing in Francella and making him the prince or the king of this title win, it's very, very rude and disrespectful. Because I mean, when I speak with Osimhen, I said even if you leave, your parting word should be that Napoli is always going to be your home. Napoli is going to be in your blood forever. Like it's tattooed in your heart, and you would like to have a house in Napoli where you would always come back to. I mean, that's my plan. That's my storyline for him. Like whatever message you're going to pass out when you're leaving, when you're signing out, that should be the message. But this one that they chose to say is Farastella's league and his title, it's a very, very disgusting as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's go back to the comment section from Instagram and see what people are saying. Akemusu Solomon says the game between Madrid and City was played like a chess game. City kept throwing the punches. Madrid kept looking, blocking, and looking for how to throw its own really interesting game. I think it was a game of 2 halves, and it was a game where both teams scored when the opposition was at the top, but it was good that it ended 1-1. I hope that City are able to finish it. But you see, the thing about Madrid is you cannot discount them when it comes to the Champions League because they are king anywhere, whether at home or away. They can come there and score and then win. So go and ask Chelsea, you would understand. Chelsea fans, I'm sorry, but I just have to use this example. Cisnali must say Osimhen should go to Bayern or Madrid if either wants in. Man United isn't good for its current trajectory. I agree with you 100%. Akwas Baba say Manchester City is drawing close to the title in each passing day. Watch all their games, and I must tell you that I wish them bad luck in each game. But they shame me at the end of every match. Okay. You see, it's a Machiavellian. They say it's Machiavellian principle for one kingdom to fall, for another to rise. But then there's some kingdoms that refuse to fall. So this is Man City. I'm not against Man City. I think Man City is a good team, and if you invest that much, you should be successful, so that other people will learn to invest. Because if Arsenal goes on to win the league, the question will be like, oh, look at City with all their big quality players, all their big money, they can't win the league. Look at Chelsea with all their money, they can't even make top 4. Everybody should be like Arsenal. Nah, that's what kills the game. Okay, Akwas Baba says racism is the anthem of the white people. It's a white man knows the road to heaven. He will never show it to the black man. That's why I know they listen to any religion. What a shame to Napoli. Okay, that's another angle to the conversation. But I think that, okay, in that regard, I think that the white people are a lot more better than the blacks. Because if we put the facts on the table, it's actually the blacks that will not show you the road to heaven. So let me give you a good example. You go to Google, anything you want to do, you go to Google, you see something that a white man has put there to show you how to do it. Hardly do black people do that. Black people, when they get something, they hold it to themselves and they don't want other people to prosper. Black people naturally enjoy you being a slave to them. So I was telling a friend the other day, somebody was discussing how I've grown from that guy that he used to know in Brilla to this guy that he's just amazed at what I do. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing the things that that even while I was there, I've always suggested that we do this, right? So it's not like I'm doing something new or somebody just opened my head and put in some great ideas. No, they've been there since 2000 or 1999. I've always think of Nigerian football in this light, right? Having said that, I know there's one thing with the average Nigerian and a lot of black people. You are a good person for as long as they are controlling you, they are stepping on your head, matching you, using you. Good person. The very day you are big enough to stand up for yourself, to speak for yourself, to buy your own car, pay your own bills, run your own life, you become the guy that they want to hunt and kill. So as much as I agree that the whites are heavily racist, I don't think that that description that you gave now fits the whole white people, because it's a very long stretch of race if you put the whole white people together in a conversation. 69 Lema says, was it Napoli, Ukraine, Faras, or Syria A? Napoli fans know their king and it's Victor Osimhen. Now that's my problem. You said the thing about silence, right? If something is said about you and you keep quiet about it, it takes the form of the truth. So if Napoli people think that Osimhen is their king, then Napoli, if you go and look at that post where a lot of Napoli fans were liking it and commenting it and praising it, so they agree with it. Again, they've not come out to also crown Osimhen as their king. So we can assume here, assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. What is out there? You think that 20 years from now, when that picture will pop up, anybody will remember Osimhen? No. Who was the highest goal scorer when Napoli won the league in 1990? It wasn't Maradona. Maradona was crowned king, right? So people talk about Maradona. That's the thing that history does. History amplifies the guy that is projected. If you look at the journey from Israel, from Egypt to cross the Red Sea, Moses is the fun guy. Like everybody talk about it. But that diminishes the role of Aaron, Miriam, and a host of other people because they were not projected. But remember that Moses was a stutterer, so he wasn't really talking that much. Okay, he wasn't really talking that much. Aaron obviously was the one talking, but who was projected? History now remembers Moses more. Aaron just feels like a houseboy in the conversation. So that's the thing that we are fighting. Like, if you keep quiet about this, that's how it's going to be in 20, 30 years from now when Napoli might come up and win another thing. They would not say Maradona, Sfarastelli, and whoever again they project in that time. So it's something to have a conversation about. I think I love Nigerians standing up for their man and making their point known. Whether they take it down or they don't take it down, Nigerians have had their say on that conversation. Matthias Abba Jacob says, good morning, Edafi, good morning to you. Edafi Mathias Ogone, man, this guy gave me my full government name, took my international passport to shred and put it on YouTube. What again we watched yesterday, Madrid will still go to the finals of UEFA Champions League. AC Milan will be in the final as well. That's your own prediction. I like it anyway. Matthias Abba Jacob went on to say, it's good to see you back on the screen once again. I enjoyed your journey and brilliant comment from content from MPFL. Kudos, thank you very much. I really do appreciate your support. You have been amazing. You and every other person in the Elevated TV family, Elevated TV and radio family WhatsApp group. You guys have been wonderful and amazing. Thank you very much for always supporting this brand. Matthias Jacob Abba say, Messi father denied the Messi transfer. What's your take? I've given my take about it earlier on, but I'm going to go answer this question again. I think that this is my own position on the matter. I think that this whole thing is created in collaboration by Messi's media. So big players do have media, okay? They created it for the kind of salary that any other person would take. And then they also prepare the mind. You know how you go to do sampling, they prepare the minds of people to say, don't be surprised if you see Messi in Argentina. It's not something that is completely out of it. And then they put that money, it might not be eventually that money, but they put that money to make anybody in any other league apart from Europe to say, okay, if you want Messi, the Messi brand is XYZ. If you notice, now we're beginning to see statistics of views that Paris Saint-Germain matches are having when Messi is on the field and the views that they get when they are not. It's strategic, deliberate, and intentional media. That they're preparing your mind to say, look, don't get it twisted. If the opportunity comes, we'll go and play in Saudi Arabia. It's a possibility. Just get your mind ready for it. And then again, If you don't like it for the footballing reason, like it for the money reason, because this guy is going to pack a lot of money and try to help life. And then look at the numbers that he's always bringing. So it's going to help improve football in Saudi Arabia. So that's all the things that they're doing. Whether the father denies or he doesn't deny. I remember the father was denying that they are not going to leave Barcelona. He's going to sign for Barcelona. Victor was there. He ended up in tears and he showed up in Paris Saint-Germain. Okay. And the way Amanda left, he left the room here and he flew straight to Paris Saint-Germain. Many conversations have been going on. You don't just stop here and then you appear here. You know what I mean? It's not Apostle Suleiman's church where you enter a toilet in France airport and then you appear in Germany. Whoa. That is not a flash. Okay, but whatever it is, you have to know that, you have to have that at the back of your mind and understand that this is a media stunt and they are moving it and pushing it very well. Let's hope that wherever Messi goes, Messi has given us the best of football that we demanded from him, in that we would have asked of him in 10 generations, right? So wherever I choose to go play, I still love him, respect him, just the same way I respect Cristiano Ronaldo as well. So I don't think that I'm going to sit here like Michael Van Basten and say, oh, you shouldn't have gone there. That childish talk as far as I'm concerned. Sister Nalema says, I love the brand analysis you gave about Osimhen yesterday. He should go that path, and then real deal is hard to keep being relevant even after your glory playing days. Yeah, it's up to him. Say Inter Milan will win AC Milan tonight. I can bet on that the same way you can bet on Arsenal. You too like to debate too. You can do everything you want to bet on. The bet there. Be coming down with your betting. You're not going to lose money. AC Milan are experienced in the Champions League. They are not a push over in the Champions League. They are one of the strong side. And Inter Milan are not as experienced as they are. And these two teams have played each other over a long period of time. It's a derby game. You can go anywhere. Hakim Musi Solomon said, boss, do you think Real Madrid would consider Osimhen as a replacement for Benzema? Okay, so their first choice is Mbappe. Mbappe also, will be excited to be the only king in Paris Saint-Germain. I think that's what Mbappe is looking for. So if Messi leaves and Neymar is found out, then Mbappe might stay. And if Mbappe stays, the only striker that is available, because Madrid cannot afford to wait another one season, right? Because the gap between them and Barcelona is annoying. Okay, and especially if they go on to win the Champions League, people can say, oh, let's relax. But they've won the Copa del Rey, and then if they lose out in the Champions League next week, Wednesday, obviously they'll look at themselves and say, something is missing in this team. And that thing that is missing is the fact that we don't have a striker. Vinicius Junior is fantastic, Rodrigo is fantastic, Camavinga is the best thing in football currently in the midfield. But then we don't have a striker. We don't have a guy who puts the ball in the net. Osimhen can do it, and if he goes to Madrid, he doesn't have to run, walk too much. He can stroll around and just press a bit, get the ball, and then score. He can score with his head, he can score with the right and left foot. Osimhen is a complete player. He just needs to be in a better team, and he will score loads of goals. So if you look at the numbers that Cristiano Ronaldo returned in England compared to the number he returned in Spain, you will notice that when you go to a more sophisticated, more advanced team, then you do well. But then again, Osimhen should also realize that if he goes to Madrid and signs a 5-year contract, for instance, players like Luka Modric, Toni Kroos will be fading out, and then you don't know who's going to come in. Aurelien Tchouameni is good. He hits the ball very well. He passes the ball very well, but he's not Luka Modric. And I like Camavinga. It's fantastic. It's not Casemiro, but he's a fantastic player. You can't go against him. So there is a squad there that can make things happen for Victor Osimhen. If he goes there, he does well. Would they think about it? It's us the options. First off, they cannot get Haaland this next season. This summer, they can't get Haaland this summer. Mbappe, the exit of Messi and Neymar might just turn his head and say, I want to stay at home. Right? He's won the World Cup. He's got a silver medal from the World Cup. Just that he might not be able to win the Ballon d'Or playing in the French league. Okay, that might tweak him. But if they push those people out and give him good pay and tell him that we're going to build a squad around you and you alone, it just might trigger something. So you look at the next possible options of strikers that would want to go to Madrid, would want to go to. Lewandowski is past the stage. What's it called? Harry Kane is also past the stage. English players have not really done well at Madrid, so it's not something that they would look at. And then you look at the others. Madrid is not a very easy club to play for as well. So it's a big ask. But I think that they are looking for a player. Madrid does not just buy players for the goals. They buy players for the brand, the market. And I think they can do Osimhen. Osimhen does look like a market player as well, because I see him in the fashion space. I see him in a whole lot of things. I think that in my head, or probably I'm overrating him because I like him. I think in my head space, Victor Osimhen is a big enough brand if well managed. If you put the right people around him, and that's the thing that is missing right now. If you put the right people around him, the right crew, the right lawyers, the right brand people around Victor Osimhen would match up a whole lot of people. Okay, a whole lot of people in the game, and he can return the goals. But then he's done it this season. I don't doubt him. I think he can do better. He can grow on what he's done this season. Let's just see where it goes next season. But I think in my head that Napoli will have a very poor season next season. So I wouldn't want to advise him to stay with Napoli. He should go after winning the Golden Boot. That's my own thought anyway. What's the next one now that I need to take? Akimola Larry say, top of the morning to every member of this family. Thank you very much. Let me say, boss, do you see Olivier Kahn winning his re-election as Bayern CEO again? Bayern fans are angry with him because it cost them this season, according to them. Well, it's the people that will vote, but I think that Olivier Kahn got a lot of calls wrong, and that might work against him. But then you have to look at who he's competing against. You might decide, okay, let's give him a second chance. He's a club legend. Let's give him a second chance, and let's see how he goes and all that. It just might happen. The fact that it's a club and German legend might work for him, but I think that's a very muddy water right now to work on. Let me say, even Napoli president say he won't sell Osimhen, but I know say he want a high in market value. That's what he said about Elsie Cavani. He sold him. That's what he said about Gonzalo Higuain. He sold him. He showed the money that the deal was done, that they activated the track. He said that even if they activate the money, he said will not take it. And Higuain is going nowhere. Higuain scored 36 goals that season. Remember, he still sold him. He said let him go. So Aurelio De Laurentiis have always said that he's a very difficult person to negotiate with. It's like the former owner of Atletico Madrid, Jesus Gil, right? It's a very difficult guy to do business with. And Osimhen has really done well. But I don't think that Napoli will be this good next season. They will not defend the title. They will struggle. It will not work well. And the cracks are already on the wall anyway. So but we'll see how it goes. Tamiyu Temitapa says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Good to see you back. Messi camp are playing us Jare. Last season will end and we will see the truth. I agree with you. Not me say PSG letting Neymar and Messi leave is good. They should build on young, hungry players, not already made stars. My opinion, Sha. But those guys, their numbers were good. Oh. Let's be very honest. Their numbers were very, very good. So it wasn't like they were the problem or they were liabilities to the club. They contributed well. Without those two players in the last 2 seasons, they probably wouldn't have won what they won. So you can't blame them. It's just that the PSG team is not built properly. You cannot have 3 players that don't track back into this football. That's crazy. They don't track back. They don't press. No, it's not good. Peter, another hey from the other side of town. How are you? I hope you attended the coronation. They say top of the money, boss. Top of the money to you. Talking about the players brand. I think Madrid is talking more from players than the form. They are in terms of their share on image right. I agree with you 100%. Let's look at the transfer rumors. I've said that for now. Sometimes you save the best for the last. Isn't that what they say? Is it Vanessa Williams that sang that song? Yes, Vanessa Williams. Sometimes you save the best for last. Okay, let's go to the transfer room and see the gossip that is going on. But that's something that you would like to hear. I ask you guys a question. What players? What are you looking for? What are your expectations for your club in this transfer window? Manchester United have had talks with Benfica over a deal worth up to 100 million, including add-ons for Portugal striker Goncalo Ramos, who's 21. So you see me going there. It's beginning to look like it's not going to work. Okay, let's go for that. Chelsea hope the potential appointment of Mauricio Pochettino as manager could help persuade France midfielder N'Golo Kante, 32, to sign a new contract at Stamford Bridge. My question to Chelsea fans: do you want N'Golo Kante to sign an extension to his contract? Is he really the player that he used to be? Chelsea are ready to offer a 3-year-old Gabon striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Spain defender Marc Cucurella, the one that they almost killed themselves for, 24, as make weight in a deal to turn 23-year-old Portugal forward Joao Felix loan from Atletico Madrid into a permanent deal. Wow. Chelsea fans, you guys want Joao Felix to stay? Is that the guy that you guys need to lead your line? Manchester United are ready to rival Arsenal and Chelsea in the signature of Declan Rice after being impressed with the 24-year-old England midfielder's performance for West Ham against the Red Devils on Sunday. You know this type of headline they always piss me off. My United are telling me that they've not been watching Declan Rice since they waited for the game against them. Okay, now. Bayer Leverkusen are interested in signing Arsenal midfielder Granit Xhaka 30 with the Switzerland international, having received interest from the German club last season. I think Granit Xhaka should go. I don't think he would perform the way he performed this season, next season. And if he does that, have bad season next season, everybody will forget all of the good that he's done this season. I think he's redeemed himself, he's set his image, he's polished his image, he's laundered his image perfectly. He should go now and he will be remembered for how good he played in his last season for Arsenal. But if he stays and have a bad season and go back to his red card demons, everybody will forget all the good that he's done. That's my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is. You can add it on the comment section, right? West Ham are interested in Coventry City's 24-year-old Sweden forward Victor Gyokeres, according to the Mirror. I don't know what that will do for them anyway. Arsenal are hopeful England winger Bukayo Saka 21 will sign a new 5-year contract worth £300,000 a week before the end of the season. They've done all the videos, all the promo materials to announce this contract. I think that they're giving him too much. My take. I don't think that Bukayo Saka is all that people are trying to make him look like. In short, I remember when the Arsenal Fan TV, AFTV, was saying he's the best 21-year-old under 21-year-old player the whole of Europe, and I think, are you guys really serious? Or like there's something that is smoking in England that affect their brain? I don't think Bukayo Saka is worth that amount of money, because if Bukayo Saka is worth £300,000, then Victor Osimhen is worth £500,000. That's my opinion. Anyway, but let's see how it goes. Arsenal are hopeful. Okay, I think I'm ready that one. Newcastle are among the number of Premier League clubs set to rival Inter Milan and Juventus for the signature of Monza's 24-year-old Brazilian fullback Carlos Augusto. Let's hope the money would lure him. If not, those kind of players would rather prefer to play for Juventus or Inter Milan than come to the Premier League. Liverpool in advance talk to appoint German Hoge Schnantek, as their new sporting director. Finally, they are getting the sporting director, and one that Jurgen Klopp likes. Everton's Abdoulaye Doucouré 30 says he does not know if he wants to stay at the club with the France midfielder out of contract in the summer, but with the option to extend for 12 months. What if Everton get relegated? Barcelona and Spain veteran Sergio Busquets is set to leave the Nou Camp this summer, with the 34-year-old midfielder deciding against renewing his contract after 15 years at the club. Man, that's some freaking loyalty, man. Okay, Fulham manager Marco Silva has a £6 million release clause in his contract, with West Ham considering an approach for the 45-year-old Portuguese should they decide to sack Scott David Isokoman-Moye, at the end of the season. David De Gea has agreed a new contract with Manchester United on reduced terms, but there is no guarantee the 32-year-old Spain goalkeeper will be the club's number one. Okay, let's do giving the Arteta treatment, turning to Ben Leno. Former England midfielder James Milner, 37, rejected an offer from Everton in favor of joining Brighton once his Liverpool contract expires this summer. Chelsea women expect 30-year-old Denmark midfielder Pamela Harder and Sweden defender Magdalena Eriksson, 29, to leave for Bayern Munich on free transfer when their contract expires this summer. Finally, on the transfer, former West Brom and Barnsley boss Valerian Ismail is in advanced talk to become Watford manager if all goes well. Well, that's the conversation in the transfer gossip space. Let me see what you guys have added to the conversation on the comment section on YouTube and on Instagram. On Instagram, I don't think there's any new comment there. On YouTube, let me say Saka can be part player next season. No, should go. Michael, is it all England players are AI? England players are average, and overhyped. Okay, I guess that's what you wanted to say. I don't think it is wrong to hype your players anyway. It's just up to the players to live up to that hype that they are giving them. Again, I'm hyping a lot of Nigerian players. I called Imadi, for instance, the $5 million man. It's also good. especially so if you're working in the industry and that's where your money comes from, it is up to you to hype the industry. Because take for instance, my billings have gone up since I started production of Nigerian League. My billings, I remember I have done live streaming before for 50K. Now I'm not going to do any live streaming for anything less than 10 million, right? My billings have gone up because of the way I do my production. And remember the league that we are producing. I'm not the only company. As a matter of fact, I'm the smallest company that is producing the league. But I'm the one that produces more content because of my creative edge, right? So what I do, for instance, is say, okay, that we go and you they do this match. What I do is I get the crew for the production ready. That one is sacrosanct. You must get that. The commentators and the rest. And then I get another crew, a crew of sometimes 6 or 10. Their job is to not cover the people that are doing the production, that are doing the work. So you see, we have more BTS. We're the only crew that have BTS. You see BTS, you see behind the scene. We go into the dressing room, we get fans' reaction, we do street, we get drone shots. Because I want to stand out. I want maybe in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, when people talk about the evolution of Nigerian League, there is going to be an anchor at some point. Okay, in 2023, the anchor for 2023 was the works that they have put that people go online and search, and those are the things that they will see. And when they see them from the camera angle, they will know that, okay, these cameras were not the ones that were covering the games. These cameras were actually doing something extra. It means that this guy was investing some extra cheddars on getting this done, right? So in the UK, and so that also means that in 5 years' time, if you come here and say, oh, I like what you did with this game or this league, I need you to do the same thing for me, and I tell you 50 million, you're not going to be arguing with me. You're going to look at it and say, okay, well, it's worth the work. It's worth the work because it doesn't just do the game, stream it, and go and maybe just give you a cut of highlight, but it does a whole lot more extras. And those extras are really the thing. Let's say, for instance, a major sponsor come to the league now. I will put my billing at that place. So it's the same thing with the Premier League and the way the English media works. I am actually impressed with what they do because it is because of that that a media can give Jamie Carragher 4.7 million per annum, pounds per annum, Thierry Henry 5 million per annum. Retired players are still earning as if they're playing. It's because of that. When I go for matches and I'm sending money to the people that participate, even just to do like maybe a cameo, I'm paying you, right? There was a time when I couldn't do that. Everything is, please help me, it's free. I don't have money, help me, please. These days it's not like that, especially with the production of the league. It's some people earn in one day what some other people are working 3 months to earn because of that billing. So I think hyping it is not bad. I'm not going to sit here and blame them. Hyping their players is not bad because it is that hype that brings the money. Let's work in number, for instance. The tax regime for high earners in England is for 5%, right? So look at Jack Grealish. They sold him for 100 million. The tax man will get money from Man City for that. We'll get money from where did he come from? Aston Villa. Also get money from them. Also, for the salaries that he is being paid, the taxman will get money. That money will go into infrastructure development, repair of road, electricity, healthcare, or social welfare, and all of that. But then if the players were not hyped and they are bought very cheap, it means the tax return will also be very, very small. So it is all of those hype that make up the number, and then also hype up the broadcast fee, hype up a lot of things. So it is what's mentioning that those hypes are also very important. They are very, very significant in the final analysis of what goes on in the league. Everybody must understand and know that. It is very, very key. So when people say they get overhyped, you have to understand what it means. Yesterday, I spent extensive time talking about how to make the Victor Osimhen brand go beyond just scoring goals for Napoli on the field to being an on and off the field superpower brand. And it requires a whole lot. I spent that time explaining that to you guys on the show yesterday. So it's not wrong. We get angry. It's like getting angry that your neighbor bought a brand new car or your neighbor just moved into a new house and you're getting angry. Like, the question I always ask conversely is, would you not want to be the one buying a new car? Would you not want to be the one moving into a new house? Why are you angry that somebody else is achieving it? Would you be happy if you achieve that and people are angry? So for me, I think that it is pertinent to know that they are doing their job and they are doing it excellently well. Yeah, that's the place where we should have that talk or that conversation. Because not knowing that these people are doing it well and are doing the things that they're supposed to do well, also have a way of putting us like, if we have the chance to do it, we might do a wrong job. So that's something that we must always put at the back of our mind and respect the work that the English media do to push and project whatever their team is. Okay, Mike, I say, do they still deliver too? Yes, I concur with you. Okay, so thank you very much for everyone who's been part of the. Hey, Ajibola, how are you? It's been a while. It's your family. It's my brother. Only have my mom. You know, it's time for us to pack our bags and packages and leave. But I will say massive thank you to everybody who's pushing the brand, everybody supporting us. Please do want to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel. For those who subscribe, for those who pay their membership subscription as well, thank you very much. And everybody who give us thanks, who give us YouTube shorts and everything, thank you very, very much. We're hoping that this weekend we will be in Ibadan. We've not been given the all clear, but I really want to do a final day rush. And Ibadan, Teresi, as I was saying back, is something that I'm looking to do. I hope that if I get the nod to go there, I should be able to do something that everybody would love. But let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope that it goes well. Again, if you are not prepared, if you're not planning to, please plan to be part of the Super 6 that would hold in Lagos, I think from on the 21st to 28th, 22nd to 28th, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to end the day before the handover. Okay, let's keep the energy up. Let's support the Nigerian league. Like I always say, if the league grows, the players will grow. The earnings for almost everybody in and outside will grow as well. When I look at the people that earn from my production and from other production, I'm just saying that what if we're doing 10 matches every week and people are earning this much? You know, it will become a major industry. I like it when I see celebrities go to Napoli to go watch Osimhen. I also would love to see them go to watch Iba's game. I also would love to see them go to watch Rivers United game. I also would love to see people chanting the names of players like Osimhen, Obiora, Imade, while they are playing in the Nigerian league. They don't become great players only when they go to Europe. We should also see and love them the way when we have them here in Nigeria. Coaches like Abdul Makaba, who we had a fantastic interview with. I think from next week we'll start pulling out those content. Coach Fidelis Lechuku also took us on a journey into his own story. And then there were other people. Umwas Magnot, one great player that played in the league, will share a story of how he went to India, Asia, everywhere across the world. One of the most traveled Nigerian player. You will get that. And then players playing in the league like John Uche, the captain of Enugu Rangers, who's also played for different clubs in the league, Cyril Lissemer, and a host of other players that we interviewed on that journey. Stay locked on Elebota TV sports YouTube channel, and we would, deliver cutting-edge content that never been seen before on this part of the world in terms of football. And God bless you. For everyone who goes to stadium to watch matches, I really do appreciate you. Thanks to those who came out for the Lagos State FA Cup. Thanks to those who traveled to Kenya for the La Liga Under 15 championship as well. And to every journalist who's working very, very hard to push the Nigerian league, it's a very massive shout out to you guys as well. This is why I joined the content on the show, the Sports Buffet, Wednesday edition. We look forward to the UEFA Champions League, the Milan derby tonight. Tomorrow again, we'll be here to talk about it and all the games that are going to go down in the UEFA Europa Cup semi-finals, and then every other thing in between. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thanks for subscribing to our channels. Always. Hey, look at Chris, my guy. Chris, Uncle Chris, how you doing? He said, well, thank you very much. Good to see you. You always make me smile. Man, you're taking up roles and roles and roles and roles. And I love every role that you play. Okay. So I never used to watch a lot of Nollywood movies, but then my sister is in the industry and she forced me to watch it. And one day she was scolding me. I was like, hey, for my senior, why the Mara for me like this? But then I started loving, and then I see my friends on the screen, watching them every time. I'm falling in love with storytelling. And I think that the coming of Amazon Prime and Netflix have actually helped us to up the game as well. And also even me that is doing sports production, watching what they do with Amazon Prime and Netflix, the all or nothing, the whole entertainment content, the sporting content that they do, I've also, forced me to up my game. I have to, okay? So when I say up my game, it's not like I had mediocre game before, productions before, But comparing what I do now to what I did when I was doing the Lagos State FA Cup, you see the difference. But then it's also because equipment technology is also available to do all of that right now. Thank you so much for all the support, all the prayers, all the good wishes. Those of you sliding into my DM to wish me well, thank you so much. I really appreciate. It's the month of May. It's the month of the girls in my house, their birthdays. My wife's birthday this month. It's my daughter's birthday this month. I've got to be able to stay around. My daughter told me that if I'm not around for her birthday, she will not talk to me for a week. That small 8-year-old girl that's turning 9 years is strengthening me. God. Okay, whatever it is, I'm going to be there. But thank you very much. My name is Idafi Matias. Again, you love to come in and go to one of sponsors. Nailema says I'll be at the Super 6. It's at the Mobolaji Johnson Football Arena, Unicon, formerly known as Unicon Stadium. Thank you very much. God bless you and have a wonderful day ahead. Till we meet again tomorrow, be the best of who God created you to be. I love you all. Bye-bye.